nose.
Oh, he's so funny.
He's
yes.
insane. He's nuts. Future roadkill is what he is.
You know.
I love him so much. All right, hey everybody, here we're back again. Once again, look who's here. My daughter, Jill Baker. Give her a hand for showing up.
Thank you.
We're not only excited about her just being here, but we're excited about what she's going to make, which is what?
Gourmet macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, gourmet
But
macaroni.
easy way.
So it's easy gourmet.
It's super easy.
Okay, so I think you're all going to love it. So what do we do to get started?
Well, over here we have my garlic and butter. So this garlic and butter has been sitting for about 5 minutes on low, so that it can fuse together and get a really nice flavor.
I would imagine you really have to make sure you don't burn it too, right?
Yes, make sure you don't burn it. You want to constantly keep your eyes on the pan. Okay, so now that this sits for about 5 minutes, I turn up the heat a little bit, and we're going to add half and half.
Ooh, half and half.
Half and half, probably about half a cup, maybe a whole cup, depending on how big your party is.
All right.
Okay, and then let's give that a little stir.
So where did you first come up with this recipe, Jill?
I was in Australia, actually, in Adelaide, and they had a great central market with like 2 or 3 huge cheese shops. So I went in there and bought cheese and threw them all together in a pan.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so our first cheese is Gruyere cheese.
Gruyere.
So you want to kind of sprinkle all about.
From what I understand, that is cheese that comes from Switzerland.
Yes, it is.
And this looks like a young Gruyere.
Yeah, it's not aged.
Yeah, the young stuff melts better, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, man, that looks
So
good.
if you want to turn up the heat a little bit, you can to about medium-high.
Okay.
And it's going to take a while to melt.
All right, so you're going to let that melt a little bit.
And then the next cheese I'm going to add is cheddar cheese, sharp cheddar.
Sharp cheddar, huh?
I almost forgot sharp cheddar.
You almost forgot. How can you forget sharp cheddar? And those Australians, they put together some pretty good cheese over there. So.
Sure do.
Oh, look at that. It's starting to bubble and look just absolutely beautiful.
Don't freak out when it gets to the stage. It looks a little funky, but it will melt and it will become nice and smooth.
Oh, this looks beautiful. Plenty of cheese in this, that's for sure.
Yeah. So it will take a while. Did you want to show how to do the breadcrumbs?
Yes. So I'm going to, what I like about this, Jill, is you've got toast, right?
Yes.
She's already
I
toasted
just
this.
toasted it.
That's great. So we got toast, and it's going to be, I can tell right away, this is going to be quite simple. Mm-hmm. So I'll go ahead and throw this in here. Hopefully I can fit all of them in. So we have to have 4, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit them all in, so I'm going to do 2 at a time, if that's okay.
That's fine.
So here we are, 2 at a time. Oh, look at it. I feel like Chevy Chase. What do I do? What do I do, folks? How do I get this on here? There we go. I think that works. All right. Okay.
No, the piece.
Oh, it's still a little bit. Here.
It's okay. It's okay if it's clumpy.
It's okay if it's a little clumpy. Okay, great.
Fine.
All right, and then let me add a little salt and pepper to this round. Ooh, did I put that much salt in?
It's okay. You're gonna do 2 pieces.
2 pieces. I won't put any more after that. Let me put these in right now then. That's a lot of salt, isn't it?
It's okay.
I hope I don't ruin your topping for your macaroni and cheese, sis.
That's all right. As long as the viewer doesn't ruin it.
As long as you don't ruin this when you make it at home. That's the key. All right. One thing about food processors, not a big deal, but when you use them, you really should have the blade inside. I don't know what to do. Tell you what, I'm gonna fix this up. Let's see what Jill's doing over here.
Okay, so when you get all your cheese melted, this is the time where you want to add your ricotta cheese.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no matter what cheeses you do, you always want to have ricotta because it gives it a certain texture, like a soft texture, and it's really nice. Instead of just I don't know, like a clampy texture, I guess.
Right.
I don't know how to
Well, ricotta cheese, I've always thought it's Italian, but I've always thought it's sort of the Italian version of our cottage cheese.
Yeah, a little bit. Mm-hmm.
But a little more dense and a little more mild, actually.
Yeah. So you're gonna stir this in here, and if you feel like you need maybe to make it more liquidy, you can add your half and half.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. If you think it's too thick and you want it thinner.
Obviously, you've got it right about where you want it here. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice.
So you just stir that in. It's not completely mixed quite yet, but almost there.
Okay, well, I guess I should do the breadcrumbs now.
Yeah, that would be a good time.
Okay, now I've actually got our blade back in here. All right, so that is Jill.
Et voila!
Voila, as the French say, which means there you are. There you have it. It's here. The breadcrumbs are here, folks. So there we are. We'll put the breadcrumbs there. Now, Jill, are you about ready over there?
I sure am.
She's about ready, so I'm going to bring her. I know that she put this in a nice, beautiful little dish here. So I'm going to bring this dish over, and then we'll see what she's doing over here. You're going to actually put this in the pot, okay?
So we have macaroni in this pot that I already pre-boiled, and it's all ready to go. So we go ahead and put this in here. Thanks, Dad, for helping me.
You are welcome.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to burn your shirt off.
It's worth it. This smells so good, Sissy. I don't care if you burn my shirt, my hands. It's, oh, gosh, that smells good.
By the way, my nickname is Sissy, if they're wondering.
Yes, my daughter.
I thought her name was Jill. Okay, so go ahead and put it back up there.
Put it back up here, all right?
So then you just stir it in here.
So mixing it all together real nicely.
Don't want to get my elbow in the way.
Oh, that does. Yeah. I can see why you wanted that texture to be what it is, a little thicker, because I'm sure that when it matches that, it gets together and stirs in with that macaroni, I would imagine the heat of that macaroni perhaps tends to melt the cheese a little bit more.
Yeah, but since the macaroni was kind of sitting there,
Yeah, there you
it's a
are.
little hard to melt. Also, if once you put the breadcrumbs on top, if you do want to put it in the oven, you may. Maybe if you want to add cheese to the breadcrumbs.
Okay,
But, so once you get it all mixed, we're going to put it in the nice dish that we have. Let's bring it over here. And I'm going to hold this, and if you could just scoop it out into there,
Oh,
Dad, I'd
yes,
appreciate
yes.
it.
I would be more than happy to do it. Oh, yes. Got a nice ceramic, sort of a baking tray, if you will, here. So like you said, if you want to put it in the oven,
Is that good?
you may.
Or do
Yeah,
you-
that should be good for now.
Okay.
That should work. Ah, yes. Okay, so
So now, at this stage, you take your breadcrumbs, and like I said, you could put cheese in here if you'd like, and you go ahead and put that on top.
ooh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, that's nice. So, really, I don't know. You may not need to put that in the oven, right?
You may not, we're not going to this time.
Yeah, I
But,
don't think you need
Yeah, if you want some crispiness or whatever.
to. Oh, beautiful.
There we go.
Beautiful. I can't wait to try this. And thank you, Jill, so much for making this wonderful macaroni and cheese dish for us that we are going to be trying and enjoying, I'm sure. I want to tell you about something, is that we also have another type of macaroni and cheese that you can make. You can make all kinds with all kinds of cheeses. And then what we've got here are 3 different types of cheeses, and they are very similar. You can use the same process that Jill used earlier. In this particular case, the main cheese that we're using is a truffle-infused Italian sottocenere cow's milk cheese. And look how notice how it's encrusted and preserved in ash. That's very common over in Italy. You'll see that in France as well. So that will give you the main flavor of the truffle. And then instead of using nothing but that, you can add to it a couple other cheeses that are really, really quite complimentary. It's the Butterkäse. It's a cow cheese from Germany. It's actually a very standard melting cheese from Germany. And then you've got this boxing cheddar from, Jill, you probably know about that. It's from Australia. And that's it's like a sharp cheddar, but it's got a little bit more of a flavor that's, it's aged, so it's probably, dare I say, a little sharper. So those 3 could be used quite in a macaroni and cheese dish.
But don't forget your ricotta.
True, because that gives it the nice texture. Wonderful. Well, Jill, thanks again. I can't wait to try this dish, and we'll see you next time. By the way, if you want the recipe, keep in mind maninthekitchen.com, and also follow us on Facebook. And also, if you want to get us, follow us on Twitter. It's Man in the Kitchen, because we couldn't get Man in the Kitchen. All right, we'll see you next time, and bon appetit.